What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We had a pretty crazy day in the market. The market was up over 2.5%. We saw some huge stocks like Apple up just under 5.5%. We saw DraftKings at all-time highs up around 12%. We have ZM popping in after hours. We also have a lot of hype going into RKT. In this video, we're going to be covering all the plays that we are watching for the rest of this week, all of the important news today, and at the end of the video, we have a $6 million trade that expires this Friday. So make sure to stick around for that. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. But with that being said, Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, just like you said, the market was up around 2.4 to 2.5% on the SPY, and I really like that the market went up today off of that news with the stimulus package going to the Senate, which was good to see. And then also Johnson & Johnson had a vaccine come out, and let's go see how they did. Johnson & Johnson, they didn't go up very much. You know, a lot of times, like when these companies get these vaccines, like Pfizer, which was PFE, whenever they announced their vaccine, you can see they popped a little bit, and then they just started tanking off to the downside, which is kind of strange. You know, a lot of people were expecting these vaccines to help these companies rather than hurt them, but it seems like every time a company has a vaccine approved now, they end up falling down, which is a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, I remember with Pfizer, they were running up. There was a lot of hype before like they actually got their vaccine approved, and once they finally got their vaccine approved, that's when the stock started to fall. So with Johnson & Johnson, we didn't really see too much hype in this one. It looks like it was more of a slow and steady play over the past couple months, which you can kind of expect, but then again, you would kind of expect a little bit more movement or momentum on this positive news.
Yeah, it did. And just like you said, the overall market, it did help go up, which was nice to see today. You know, a lot of people thought that that was going to make the market go down. And, it did make it go up, which was pretty interesting. Also, the stimulus package helped it go up as well. So there was two factors today, just like we said in yesterday's video, that it might help the market go up today. But there is some interesting news with a new SPAC deal that might come out. And this is with ticker symbol VACQ. And this is Vector Acquisition. And there's a company called Rocket Lab, which is going to go public in the next few months per CNBC. And this is very interesting because this company, I'm going to pull up their website right now, but this company is kind of like SpaceX. You can see they kind of make rockets here called the Electron and the Neutron. And whenever you look at them, they look like pretty interesting rockets, like they're reusable, just like Elon Musk rockets with SpaceX are and stuff like that. So there's lots of interesting stuff here with some of these space stocks. And I like how they're doing a SPAC deal, and you can see how much this stock popped today, 36%. And if we start to see a lot more space stocks come to IPO through these SPAC deals, I think that will help, obviously, the space market start to kind of get going here as some more stocks come into the market that specialize in space. Because in the beginning, keep in mind, these stocks are going to be pretty low in price, but also pretty volatile, like we can see today in pre-market, popping from $10 yesterday all the way up to $16.
Yeah, we all know how SPACs are. They're really volatile, so I'll definitely have my eyes on that one. But Tom, what's going on with Zoom earnings? They're kind of popping in after hours.
Yeah, they're awesome. Up 9% today, up over 10%, I believe, in after hours now. And they beat expectations and they issued strong guidance. And the company also sees a 42% revenue growth for the fiscal year ahead, even as life is expected to look more like it did before the pandemic. And that's very interesting to hear that that they still see a 42% revenue growth even if life goes back to the way it was before the pandemic even started. And 42% growth with that happening is still a very good outlook, which is why they went up as much as they did. But they are starting to kind of get a little overextended in the shorter term. But you can see they just passed above highs of a few days ago, and they're at $452 right now, still quite a ways away from their high of around $588.
Gotcha. And then we have to talk about DraftKings and then Rocket. So RKT, we'll talk about this one first. It had a pretty solid day, up a little over 11%. They're running off their earnings, their special dividend, and they also have a pretty high short interest. So people are talking about how the shorts might get squeezed there. RKT was being talked about a little bit on Wall Street Bets. As we all know, they were responsible for the everything going on with GME and AMC and those stocks, but it's definitely a stock to keep on your watch list for the next couple days. Like I said, they are running with earnings, and especially that special dividend of about, what is it, $1.11 per share, which is what, in a week or two. So overall, just definitely have your eyes on it. They're also popping a little bit in after hours right now. They broke that resistance right around $24.50.
Yeah, and I know me and Hunter have shares of this stock. Hopefully, it can break above this resistance of 24.50 tomorrow and keep going up. If it does and it ends up breaking above, like, let's just say $25 to $26, I think this stock could really start to run up and maybe start to retest $30 or so. I mean, there could be a lot of hype around this. It's starting to finally break out of the range it was in, but you can see the last time we hit around 25 to 26, the stock did end up coming back down. So we will have to break that. And one thing to also keep in mind is that whenever this dividend gets paid, kind of expect the stock to start to pull back. So we might see some green days heading up into that dividend.
True that. With the next one, we have DraftKings. So this stock actually broke all-time highs today. It's up around 12%. It's doing pretty well. They are running on some pretty strong earnings. They got a ton of upgrades today, and they have raised guidance. So or they raised their guidance, I should say. But overall, they're looking pretty solid, even for the long term, and they have a ton of momentum for the short term too. So overall, I really like DraftKings right now. Do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, they broke out today above the $65 resistance, which they double topped at in the past, which was amazing to see today. I love this stock. I love the sector. And I think I just agree with everything you said. They're looking amazing. And who knows where this stock could stop. But man, all these upgrades and all the good guidance with this stock has been amazing. And I was in it a little lower, around $40, and I ended up getting out around $50 or $52. But man, the stock is still going up. It's just killing it. And the sector is just set to go up. Like DraftKings and MGM are set to do pretty good. And you can see MGM is also doing pretty decent, but not as good as DraftKings.
Sounds good. Well, Tom, do we have any other major news or anything for the market for tomorrow?
Really, we just have some more earnings coming. So tomorrow before open, we have Target, and then after close, we have Fubo TV as being the big two ones I'm going to be watching tomorrow. So that's pretty much all for the rest of the news. And then there was also some stuff with the new stimulus checks. Congress is moving ahead with the $1,400 payments, which is very good to see. That's going to help out the markets whenever people get those. But keep in mind that's only going to happen now once the Senate passes that still. So things can still change, but they're wanting to keep $1,400 checks in the bill.
Gotcha. Well, let's get right into our momentum plays and the member of the day. So today's member of the day is Raphael I. So huge shout out to Raphael. He's always leaving great comments on the YouTube videos. As you guys know, comments really help grow our channel, and we really appreciate them. So thank you so much, Raphael, for the great and positive comments. But with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. So with the first one, we have Apple. This stock really exploded today, up around 5.5%. Had an amazing recovery. Tom, what levels should we be watching?
Yeah, go ahead and actually make it above 128.75.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have DD, which is up about 4.5%.
Yeah, go ahead and make this one break above 74.
All right, and then we have CME also having a pretty good day.
Yeah, the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is, I believe that they run the futures exchange, but make them break above 211.59.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have PayPal also to the upside.
Yep, with PayPal, go ahead and make them hit above 275, which I really like that level to the upside as well.
Sounds good. So we're eyeing all these plays for potential day trades tomorrow. Quick in and out day trades only if they can break above the levels Tom listed. But with that being said, let's get right into our $6 million trade for this Friday. We are looking at the DraftKings 70 strike call options that expire this Friday, March 5th. So overall, I mean, DraftKings is popping. I mean, it's only, what is it, $1.30 out of the money. They have about 4 days left of time. I mean, DraftKings is one of those stocks where when it runs, it has a lot of momentum, and it normally continues to run for a couple days or even sometimes a couple weeks. So overall, I would have to say that they're longing this, or maybe they're selling covered calls on it. But right now, DraftKings looks pretty solid.
Yeah, I really like it. Just like we said earlier, I love that break above 65. I really like it in the short term. The sectors is amazing, like I said, and I really love how it closed up here at highs today and held its ground around 68.90, just like we're looking at. This is a really bullish setup here, and just keep in mind it might start to move in pre-market tomorrow. And if it does that, just make it go ahead and break up a little bit higher. You might need to make it break above $70 before you really look at calls tomorrow, I think, on this.
Sounds good. Well, let's get right into our questions from the previous episode. With the first question, we have Max saying, what do you guys think about Fisker? I can't wait to see what happens this week. So, ticker symbol FSR, I think it looks pretty solid. Had an amazing run for the past couple days. It went from about $16 all the way up to highs of around 29. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like Fisker. I think they put out some pretty good cars, and they have some pretty good looking cars as well. I'm trying to get a picture right here really quick, but I really do like their cars. Here's actually a quick picture. They look pretty decent, and they are electric cars, so they are a Tesla competitor, and they have a lot of hype around them, especially right now. I would say if they can break above, 29.30 tomorrow, it could be a pretty good play to the upside. But there's been a lot of momentum over the past couple of days, so don't be surprised if it kind of consolidates like it did today.
Sounds good. With the next question, we have Whitney saying, what do you guys think about TLT? So, great question. TLT follows the 20-year treasury bonds, and it really just depends how the treasury bonds are moving, obviously. But generally, when rates are lowered, TLT goes up, and then when rates rise, TLT falls. So, I know we've been seeing a lot of volatile movements with like the treasuries lately. And honestly, I'm just more neutral on it than anything right now. I think there's better setups in the market right now, like especially like just day trading wise. So I'm just gonna be pretty neutral on it. All right, with the next question, we also have Whitney saying, what are your favorite semiconductor stocks and where do you see the semiconductor space heading with all the innovations taking place across the world right now? So, Tom, I know you know a lot more about the semiconductors than I do, so I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I love these semiconductor stocks like AMD, Intel, Qualcomm. Those stocks are actually set to do pretty good with the supply right now being really short, or on a lot of these products, I should say. The thing is that a lot of these chips aren't able to be made, and the supply is low, but the demand is high, which is that's obviously driving prices up. And sometimes right now with graphics cards and processors like with AMD, sometimes you have to pay double the price to even get one because of scalpers and stuff like that buying them all up, and it's just pretty hard to get your hands on these products, and that just shows how much demand there is for these products. And in the longer term, these stocks should do pretty good. AMD's only at around $86 a share, which is pretty low for what kind of stock it is. Intel is around 62, which they're getting closer to highs. So be a little bit more careful with Intel, but they look like they're popping up as well. And then also there's other ones like MU and Qualcomm. And Qualcomm, which is QCOM, they deal a lot with phones, but you can see MU is also at all-time highs right now. And it's just a very good sector for the longer term with computers and everything like that, because these guys make the chips that run those systems.
Sounds good. With the next question, we have Jay saying, what do you guys think of MRO? So, personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. If you're looking for stocks in that sector, I like CVX, which is Chevron, a lot better. They're just a better company, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Chevron too. I think that that's a safer bet here. And also, Warren Buffett bought into Chevron, so it has to be pretty decent. Hopefully, it can go up for him and make a little bit of money. I do like them, and they also pay a decent dividend of $1.29 per share. But they are getting pretty close to a resistance here around $105. So we'll just have to see how that goes. And also, it kind of depends on the oil market a little bit. Oil might start to come back down. It's been doing pretty well over the past couple of years.
Sounds good. Well, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I really like a few stocks right now. There's obviously a lot of popular ones like DraftKings and like RKT, but I'm really gonna be watching the special acquisition, or not the special acquisition, I should say, but the stock that's doing the SPAC deal with Rocket Lab, VACQ. I think that stock could do pretty well. This is almost a company just like SpaceX, so just keep that in mind. There might be a lot of hype that comes into this stock, and if that happens, don't be surprised if this stock starts to really pop, given what they do, because there's not a lot of space stocks on the market right now, and I think once they start to IPO, we're going to get kind of an idea where these space stocks are priced here on the market. And I really doubt that they're going to be priced pretty low, given how expensive it costs just to go up to Mars, or not to Mars, up to the moon, or even to or the ISS, the International Space Station, or anything like that. It costs millions of dollars in fuel and everything like that just to do tests and stuff. So it takes a lot of funding as well, which is why they need to go public. But I think that could also raise the prices as people start to buy in.
Gotcha. Well, also don't forget about RKT. This thing's still moving in after hours right now. It's sitting right above $25. It has a lot of hype in it right now, so just keep your eyes on it. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. But other than that, thanks for watching.